Let's talk about what we're going to need in order to make these Christmas ornaments. So these are my I Am Always With You Remembrance Ornaments. And so this video is going to walk you through everything that you need. And then there will be a second video that will be the full tutorial. But I wanted to spend some time so that we could really focus on the materials and you can understand what you need. So here is the front. And here is the back. So I'm going to start off with, if you will look in the description, you will see a link to where you can download this graphic. And I've created it in Canva so that you can go out and personalize it. So in the full tutorial, you will see some of those. So I've left space down here where you can personalize it or put, a name or date or something like that. And then you can feel free to, if you want to change the images, however you want to use your template, you're more than welcome. But again, you can find this link in the description below. Okay, so with that, let's get started on what you will need. Oh, and I also wanted to share that in the link description, there is a printable of the supply list for you. So you've got two things. You have this downloadable that you can use, and you have a full supply list. So with that, let's get started. The first thing that you're going to want to get are the wood slices. I have these that I ordered from Amazon. They are the 3.5 by 4 inch, so they're quite a little bit larger than the ones that I used last year to do these. But you can order them in bulk. They already come with a hole. Actually, this one has 2 holes. Check that out. They come with a hole already in them. So that is the first thing that you're going to need. The next thing you're going to need are napkins. So you can find these individual napkins on Etsy. So you can go in and you can buy them. And normally they come 2 or 3 to a package. Or you can buy a whole pack of them, if you like. It just depends on how many that you want to make. So you'll see this is a little cocktail size napkin, and you could get 4 ornaments off of this. So you're going to need some beads for your ornament. And so where did I do with my ornament? So you'll see here I matched this one up with these plaid. Let me see if I can get it a little closer for you. But they're just standard beads, and again, I can link them to, I can give you guys a link to the ones I purchased. Actually, maybe I'll just create a shopping cart in Amazon, and then that way you guys can go see. You don't have to purchase it from Amazon, but if you do, I do earn a commission. But at least it'll give you the idea, and then you can go search on your own. So you'll need the beads. And now let's talk about the glue or the Mod Podge. So this is my absolute favorite. It is their sparkle Mod. It is their sparkle Mod Podge. It's a really hard word for me to say. It has like the iridescent glitter in it, so not the big chunks. And I don't know if you can see on this one or not. I was trying to get it. I got some really good light today. But it just gives it enough shimmer. And you can use that, you can use this one for the top or the bottom. So if you just want to buy one, I would recommend just buying the sparkle. Then that way you can use it to adhere your napkin, and you can use it as your top coat. The standard Mod Podge, I always use matte. But again, for these, I will probably use this on the top and the bottom. Let me see if I can get them all in frame. And then I did have this Maker Magic, which I have used, and I just wanted to put it out here as an option in the event that any of these ornaments might go outside or might be some place where they're wet, or if you choose to make coasters out of this project instead of an ornament. After 48 hours, this will cure completely, and it's waterproof. And you will see this in some upcoming projects like the coasters and some of the trinket shells. But this is another one of my favorite. But if you're asking for a recommendation for this project, I would find the sparkle Mod Podge. Okay, so what is next? So you're gonna have to have something to put the Mod Podge on your project. However, when we do the real one, you'll probably see me just use my finger because it's just easier for me to do that and then wash it. But technically, you need a sponge brush to put that on. You're gonna need some twine for the hanger. You can also use 1/8 inch ribbon, but for these, I want them to look rustic, so we're gonna use this twine. And then you're gonna need either some scrap sandpaper or a sandpaper block or a really good emery board. And you'll see why we use this in the tutorial. It's used to get the edges off the tissue and not make it look so intentional. You know, we want it to be kind of scruffy and all of that. So we use either the sandpaper or the emery boards to do that. So, and this is probably going to be your best friend. Yes, it's just a wad of saran wrap. I use this when I'm pushing in the napkin to whatever I'm decoupaging so that my fingers do not touch the napkin and you don't have that opportunity for it to lift up. So find you some saran wrap. Doesn't have to be anything big, just a little bit of wad. Other things that will be helpful, of course, your scissors, and again, probably not your fabric scissors. You'll need a little bit of Scotch tape, and this is used for when we're taking the twine and putting it through the holes and through the beads. It just makes it easier for us to thread it. And then this is optional as well. Once you get all of the designs on there, you know, you have your napkin on the front and you'll have your printable on the back, you need something to poke through that hole. Now you can use anything. You can use a nail or that, but this little tool is so great. It's just a little hand drill and you'll see. And so you can use it to, you know, just poke through the holes. But again, you don't have to use this, but in some of our other projects, it's going to be an invaluable tool. So let me run back through everything really quick. Again, check the description for the printable, the supply list, and I will also do a cart in Amazon just so you guys can see it. You don't have to purchase it, but it'll at least give you more description around these. So here we go. We need a slice of wood with a hole in it. You are going to need your favorite napkin. Right? You're going to need some beads. Let me get the beads over here. You're going to need some beads. You're going to need your favorite Mod Podge product. You're gonna need a foam brush. What else are you gonna need? You're gonna need the twine or the jute. I keep saying twine in all my videos. This is clearly jute, but you're gonna need jute or 1/8 inch ribbon. You're going to need your emery board or your piece of sandpaper. You're gonna need some saran wrap or some plastic wrap, a little bit of Scotch tape, some scissors, and if you have one or would like to purchase one of these hand drills, or like I said, you can use a crochet hook, you can use anything, a needle, anything, but just to get in there and poke that. So let me zoom out here, and let me zoom out here, and there is all of the items that we need to make this project. So I hope you will subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified for when we make these ornaments. I'm sure you're gonna love it. So I am Melissa. This is Make with Melissa, and I hope you have a good day and see you back here soon.